What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. I'm PescaroDB, and today we're getting into our first beginner tips and tricks video for Valorant. New players or just players that are stuck in low elo and need some help getting out, such as myself. But I find these tips and tricks are going to be super helpful to getting you to improve at the game, and in due time you will be able to break out of iron or bronze or wherever you're stuck at. Today, we're going to be specifically focusing on target practice, aiming, but also learning how each gun does damage and at different ranges, how much damage they're doing. Because I think that is just as, if not even more important than just being able to aim. Because let's face it, it's going to take a long time to get to the point where you're one-tapping everything and hitting headshots. And some guns, such as the Phantom, at certain ranges, don't even do a one-shot headshot, and it's just how it is. That's how the game is. And we're just going to be getting straight to the point. No fluff, no go use Aimlabs or some other third-party service, because personally I think Valorant has a fantastic range, shooting range, training range, whatever you want to call it, in game. And I'm going to show you exactly what I do in the shooting range to improve my shot and learn the different damage values, and how I think this could help you as well in improving in your game. If you like this video, be sure to drop a thumbs up. It's 100% free, but it goes a long way towards helping me in the channel, which I would greatly appreciate. Leave a comment down below if this video helped you out, or if there's any other tips or tricks that you think would be super helpful for you. I've got a few already planned, but I'd love to hear if you have any ideas or any things you want me to make a video about. And last but not least, if you like the content, be sure to subscribe. Again, it's free, and if you hit the notification bell, you'll know when every upload goes up, and it just helps me and goes a long way towards helping the channel. But for now, we're gonna get into the game and get right into this video. Alright everyone, so here we are in Valorant, as you can see on the home screen, and I figured I might as well show you how to access the range, because there might be some new players that don't even know this exists. So you go to play, and then next to start, you would hit practice, and then, there's 4 different options. You can do open range, I always usually do shooting tests, and then you can also practice your spike planting and defusing, which we could get into another video if you'd like that. But for now, we're going to hit shooting test and hop right on into the range and begin this aiming tips and tricks video. Before we get into this video, I just want to say I stream Valorant every Monday, Wednesday, Saturday. It sometimes varies because I work full time, but typically every Monday, Wednesday, Saturday over at twitch.tv/PescaroDB. Link is down below, as well as my schedule. So if you ever want to catch a Valorant live stream and see where some of the clips that I post happen live, that's the place to do it. But now, let's get started. So, when you first hop into the shooting range, training range, whatever the heck we're gonna call it, you pick an agent. And for the purposes of this video, it really doesn't matter, because we're not focusing on an agent, their util, we're not focusing on any of that. We're simply just focusing on the shooting range, hitting our shots.
Just hit your shots, kid. It's quite simple.
And our damage values. So, for the purposes of the video, and because the thumbnail I have made uses her, we will be playing this as Killjoy, German efficiency herself. One of the first things, literally like right when you hop in, you'll see is the shooting range. And you could start this off with a pistol. Typically, majority of the game, you're going to be using Phantom, Vandal, maybe some snipers. But so for the purposes of this, let's go with a Vandal, okay? So you just select that. And by the way, little side tip here, you definitely want to focus on this right here. Aim sensitivity was the biggest thing screwing me over when I first started playing this game. I just asked my friend what his aim sensitivity was. I wasn't focused on it, I didn't care, and all of a sudden my shots, for example, it was probably like up here for all I know, and every little flick was going nuts, and like I could not hit a shot to save my life. And then finally one of my other friends was like, hey, you should probably turn it down. And then it became a lot more controlled. And now, I'm not saying use 0.22, what I have now. You gotta find a value that works for you. Definitely mess with that, because aim sensitivity goes a long way towards helping you out. And as you can see, with the agent selected, you can also hit F3 to change the settings of the shooting test. Say this is your first time doing it, you really need to focus on practice. You can just do easy, The bots, you can have them strafing if you want, or you can just have them standing still. You can even take armor off if you want to keep it very bare bones. So you know, you can change the settings however you want, depending on, you know, obviously you want to make it harder and harder as you get better, but when you're first starting out, so be it. You just shoot the start button right there, start popping up, and you kind of just, you know, oh, I even missed one on easy mode. See? Happens to the best of us. That's why you gotta tap, don't spray all the time. Tap shot's good too. But I think you get the idea here. They pop up, and then you shoot them. So we're gonna exit now. I typically have it set for medium, and I put bot armor on, because then body shots aren't one-shotting them. You gotta get the headshots. And that's a good way to practice those one-taps with your Vandal or other weapons where a headshot is all you need. And so this is a great way to practice shooting some targets. And no, I mean, you can turn them on as strafe, but even if you don't, it's technically still moving, because one might pop up over here and then all of a sudden you got drag all the way over here. It's great practice. Obviously, you're not having something shooting back at you, so it's not exactly the same. It's not the exact same circumstances of a real fight. It's still good practice. And the other things you can really focus on here is not moving and shooting, because you can very easily see if I stand here and point and shoot, it's basically hitting the same spot. Now if I try to move and shoot, all of a sudden it's going all over the place. And that's another big thing of why you could be losing a lot of your gunfights, is you're simply not standing still. You're getting panicky, or you watch someone who's like god tier at the game, you're thinking, I'm gonna counter strafe and I'm gonna just hit my shots, and like they just go all over the place, and the other person one taps you and you know you're raging like me. So that's another thing, is you really want to focus on not moving, especially in low elo, and when you're just trying to get your aim right. You do not want to move when you're in a gunfight. And the other things you can work on here is your spray control, and you could also work on it actually over at the other area, but I'll show you here first. So I mean, as you can see, when you spray the Vandal, for example, watch this recoil pattern. You're basically making a T, okay? It goes up, and then it's just going left and right. It's not good. It's not like, you gotta get out of the mindset of playing a game like Call of Duty or something like that, where basically the gun shoots straight no matter what, because these things don't, not at all, especially when you're firing in full auto. So something that you can do to counter this is crouching. You don't want to get too, you don't want to handicap yourself too much with crouching, because as you get into higher elo, players are going to be able to really hit you in the head when you're crouching. You're making it a lot easier for them to do it, and you're going to lose your gunfight simply because of that. But when you do shoot full auto, first of all, it's something you got to choose when you get into a fight. Am I going to commit to a full auto shot, or am I just going to try to tap shot? Because you don't want to try to switch between both. It's just not a good idea. But when you do shoot full auto, like I showed you, it goes up, right? So you want to hold down a little bit on that shot when you, well, like right as soon as you start shooting, because then at least those first maybe 5 or 6 shots are gonna be more accurate where you want them. If one of them hits the head, bam, you got a kill. But also, I think it only takes 4 body shots with the Vandal to get the kill. So you're definitely gonna want to pull your mouse down as you're shooting that full auto, so that you can get a little more control. If we want to do more in-depth on the specific shooting range here, I can always do that in a later video. But specifically, I want to bring you over here to this area. I feel like this area gets no credit, is super underrated, and it's honestly probably the best spot for a new player, either to FPS games or specifically this game, because so much of this game is location, range, and where you're hitting the dude. For example, I think this is just 5 meters off the rip. I don't think it's, yeah. So this is 5 meters. This is like if you're in a very close, you'll turn a corner and your enemy's right there. Obviously, the first thing you can do here is just practice seeing your shot recoil. So like I said, you can see the recoil patterns of your gun. It goes up, goes left and right, not very accurate. And if you hold down, it's a little easier to control it, keep it more centered, but it's still not great. Tap shotting is usually how you want to start out. This guy right here, he's your best friend for learning why you're winning and losing your gunfights early on. Here's the deal with a Vandal. I'm at 5 meters right now. That's 160. Even if you have full armor, that's a kill. 10 meters, 160. That's a kill. 50 meters, which is the furthest it lets you practice, because I don't think you'll ever get in any situation other than that. 160, that's a kill. But if you were to be using the Phantom and you shoot the same area at the same range, I'll even ADS to make sure. That's 124. Okay? You're using an AR, the same type of gun, the same value gun, and you're shooting at the same range that we just shot with a Vandal, and you're doing less damage. 124 is not even killing them if in one shot if they have light armor. Versus if they hit you one shot with a Vandal at that range, you're dead no matter what. That's just something to keep in mind for sure. But also I think it's helpful when we start the game off, you're starting with a classic or some other pistol. Sometimes it feels like you can't get a kill with this thing, but it's a lot stronger than you think. And it's all accuracy. It really is. It's, if I'm shooting him in the body, for example, that did 26 damage. I would have to shoot, let's say it's first round and you're just at 100 health. You'd have to hit 4 times to get the kill. And that's hitting all 4 shots. Versus if you were to just take your time, you're in the fight, 1, 2, dead. They're dead with full armor with 2 shots from a classic. And this is what I'm talking about. This is stuff that goes so underrated when it comes to Valorant and aim training for new and beginning players is your damage values. Because look, even if I go, you know, a sniper rifle, right? I got a Marshall out. If I hit him in the head, it's 202. And then I don't think that changes at range. We'll see. So no, 202 in the head. He's dead no matter what. If I hit him in the body, 101. He's only dead if he doesn't have armor. Or if I even get him in the leg, 85. And these don't shoot fast, obviously. You don't have a whole lot of chances to, you know, just keep firing away at them and hoping for the best. So that is why it's very important to know how much damage you're doing at particular ranges. You're going to want to practice in more realistic settings. So 10 meters, probably 10, maybe 20, but more likely 10 is where you're going to want to practice your pistol shots and like SMGs and stuff, because that's probably about accurate. But for the Ghost, for example, you one tap to the head on those early rounds. If you buy a Ghost round 1 and your opponent doesn't have armor, it's a one tap to the head, or a one tap plus a body shot takes them out if they even have light armor. That is why if you even need to write these down or just watch this video a bunch of times or go in the range and practice yourself, these are the things that you don't hear about a whole lot that go a long way towards helping you not only get better at aiming, because like obviously it's a lot easier to hit him in the head from 5 meters than it is from 50 meters, which we just did, and that only does 87. Not a kill. But at 10 meters, that's a kill. At 20 meters, still a kill. But I think it's probably it probably goes down at 30. And also, I didn't even point this out yet, you probably already noticed, but this board right here, if you're shooting right at this, it lights up, but you can also see it if I'm shooting at it from here. You can see where your shots are going. So you can get a really good sense of like, if I'm rapid firing a pistol and I keep losing my pistol fights with someone that just shoots me once, why is that happening? Well, if you shoot single shots, as you can see, it's all in a centered area. It's not really going anywhere. But if I start rapid firing it, it's going to start lighting up that board because the shots are just going everywhere. That is why early on tap shotting is key, because being accurate doesn't mean you have to one shot every time. But look, 2 body shots, actually it takes 4 to kill someone with no armor, versus if someone one taps you and you have no armor, you're dead. And now you shot 4 times and they shot once. Sometimes playing a little slower, a little more methodical, and working on those headshots and even body shots versus leg shots. Body was 30, leg is 25. I mean, learning these different values is going to go such a long way for you, no matter what weapon you're using. I think it's also very important for SMGs. Sometimes I think people get a little too overconfident in themselves when they're using the Spectre or any other SMG. And now obviously, close range, it doesn't even one tap. The Ghost one taps them. Spectre does not. It shoots faster, so 2 shots is a lot easier to get off. But if someone one taps you in the early rounds and you don't have shield, you're dead. But this two shots from this range with full armor. So, but the thing is, I feel like I see so many times, I've been guilty of it. I've seen other players do it. They get in these gunfights with the Spectre at range, and they'll be doing body shots, and let's let that reset. And look, that took 5 shots to kill someone with no armor, and it takes 7 shots to kill someone with full armor. That's a lot. And especially, first of all, you're most likely not tapping 7 shots in a row. At that point, you're spraying and you're missing those shots and you're dead most likely. And that is why learning these numbers, learning what shots do what damage, will go a long way towards helping you to improve at Valorant, climb the ranks, and just overall get more kills, because you're going to spend less time in a gunfight with someone, because while they're still shooting at your legs or your body, you're just going to go ahead and on that pistol round, you're just going to be able to pull out your ghost or whatever you use, and bam, one shot. That's all it takes. And you don't have to do any crazy Aimlabs training, or I don't know what the other one is. I think it starts with a K. Yes, those can help you. I'm not hating on them. I'm not saying they don't help. Don't get me wrong. Because again, this video is targeted for beginner and newer players. Along with just shooting the bots and being able to move and adjust your sensitivity, coming over here before every game, or just at least while you're still new, and just practicing and learning the damage values will be one of the most valuable and underrated things you can do to improve at this game. Now that's going to do it for this video. If you liked it, be sure to leave a thumbs up. Comment down below if you see more people telling you that you should use that target and dummy, because I personally don't hear a whole lot of people talking about it. And again, I think it's very valuable and just criminally underrated. And subscribe for more content from me. And that's going to do it for this video. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you in the next one.